If you do this for me, Mr. Forrester, I would be so honored. Please, tell me you'll be my best man at the wedding tomorrow.
You're still here?
Yep, me and Eric.
No, Mr. Forrester left.
He did?
Yeah, about a half an hour ago.
Did he say where he was going?
To Bridget's party, I assume. That's the number he left.
Well, that's interesting. He told me he wasn't going there.
Yeah, he's really against this wedding, huh?
Most definitely. But I'm glad he went to the party. It would be a shame if neither one of us showed up for Bridget's big family event.
Are you sure you don't want to go? Brooke, come on. I mean, you've been here all day.
Oh, God, I've got so much work to do. I'll just call Bridget tomorrow and she'll tell me all about it.
Look, if it's because of Deacon...
Megan, that is over. I've put that behind me, and so should you. Besides, there's more things to worry about. The tension could be incredible, and if Eric causes a scene...
Oh, Brooke, he wouldn't do that.
This is his daughter. He thinks she's making a terrible mistake, not to mention putting her life in jeopardy. Believe me, he will make his feelings known. It could get very ugly, very fast.
Dad, will you do this for us? For Tony?
It would mean so much to me and Kristen. It would be a brand new start for all of us.
Did you know about that?
No.
Mr. Forrester, you gotta understand how much your daughter means to me. She means everything.
I know, Tony, I know. I know you feel very passionately about Kristen.
I've never felt this way about anyone before.
And that's exactly what makes this so dangerous, Tony. The more you love her and the more you want her, the more difficult it's going to be for you to honor your commitment to her safety.
No, sir. I promise you, me and Kristen...
A promise is not enough. A promise is not enough when it comes to my daughter's life. Listen to me. Listen to me, all of you. I see them. I see how much they love each other. You think I don't see that? This is exactly the kind of love that I've always wanted for my Kristen. And Tony is exactly the kind of man I've always wanted for her to have as a husband. I see the potential they share. It shines when they're together. I see that. But there's a reality here that cannot be ignored. Tony is HIV positive. It's a disease for which there is no cure. It's a disease that forbids normal sexual contact between two people, and that any one of you, should suggest that I would support that kind of a marriage for my daughter is unbelievable to me, and I won't. I don't. I'm sorry. And in answer to your question, Tony, no, I won't. I won't be your best man tomorrow.
You realize this isn't going to stop us. We are getting married tomorrow.
Yes, I know. You're an adult now. It doesn't matter whether I approve or not. There's nothing I can do to stop you.
Dad, I can't live without this man.
You could easily die married to him.
We are
Kristen.
all going to die.
Eric, why don't we go out on the porch and get some fresh air?
No, you know, that's not necessary. Nothing's going to change my mind.
Well, nothing's gonna change my mind either, sir. I am gonna marry Kristen.
Yeah, I can see that, Tony. I see that, too. Well, maybe you just don't care about Kristen as much as you say you do.
I am not gonna stand here and listen to this. You disgrace my family, my son.
This is not about you or your family, Eduardo.
He's done everything to win your approval. And you mock him. He treats you.
Papi, stop, okay?
He treats you with such disrespect, Antonio. In front of his family, your employer, even your parents, mijo.
I have nothing but respect for your son.
That isn't true, Eric, and you know it. You don't have any respect for Antonio because you don't trust him. You've convinced yourself that he is going to be the death of Kristen. And that's all you have room for in your heart. That has nothing to do with respect, Eric. That is nothing but doubt and fear.
No, you know, Sally, that's reality here.
Come on, Dad. There's got to be some way to resolve this.
Rich, there's nothing else to discuss.
Yes, there is, Dad.
I'm sorry.
But I cannot accept what you're doing to Kristen and Tony. It's wrong. You're wrong. Dad, you felt the same way about me and Deacon when we got married. All that stuff you said about him ruining my life, well, it didn't really turn out that way, did it? Just like it's not going to turn out the way you predict for Kristen and Tony. Tony loves her. He's never going to hurt her. Any more than Deacon would ever hurt me. So Eric and Stephanie are against the marriage. What about Ridge and Thorne?
Well, they're sort of on the fence. They see the risk, but they also believe in Kristen's good sense.
And Bridget?
Oh, the incurable romantic. She believes that anything is possible.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Well, I just wish I could be there for Bridget when the sparks start to fly at this party.
Deacon won't let things get out of control.
I hope not.
No, Deacon's a take-charge guy.
Well, he certainly didn't take charge when it came to breaking up with Bridget.
That's so hard for me to understand. Brooke, if Deacon really wanted to leave Bridget, he would have. So why didn't he?
He claims that he loves her.
Yeah, well, I could believe that, Brooke. Except for one thing. Before he recommitted himself to Bridget, he was having this hot affair with you. If it was just physical, that'd be one thing. But Brooke, the way you've described it, it sounds like it was a lot more than that.
It was. When it comes to men, I'm usually pretty perceptive. And if Deacon was only out to seduce me, I think I would have known that. I really think that he wanted something more.
Like what?
He needed to connect to somebody. Somebody to relate to. Somebody that could understand him. And in retrospect, I guess that's what I needed too.
Sounds like you're a lot more alike than you think.
Yeah, I guess we were. I mean, we both wanted one thing. We just wanted Bridget to be happy. That's all we talked about at first. And he really wanted to give her the chance to make something of herself. He felt like he was holding her back. I got through to him, Megan. He knew what had to be done, and it was his idea to take her up to Big Bear and ask her for the divorce.
Yeah, but he came back in love with her? It's incredible.
Incredible or incredibly deceptive?
You think he was lying to you the whole time?
Well, my instincts tell me that he wasn't. But subconsciously, he must have been.
So, you think he really is in love with Bridget?
He certainly made a convincing case of it.
And his feelings for you?
Oh, I don't know what to think. He has no feelings for me.
Well, then that's good, isn't it? I mean, if you're right and he is in love with Bridget,
Megan, he lied to me. He promised me that he was going to end their marriage.
Wait a minute, Brooke. You've just finished telling me that he's not the guy that we all thought he was, that he's gentle and sensitive and kind, and now you tell me that he loves your daughter. God knows she loves him, and they are married, so, gosh, it sounds like she could be doing a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess if that's what they both want, then I'm thrilled for them. I hope that they're both going to be happy together.
Dad, I'm sorry I have to say this to you, but I think you should leave.
No, we're leaving.
Papa, no.
This man is a fool.
This is
Serve
not
his
about
family.
him, okay? This is about me
Please.
and Kristen.
Please, nobody is leaving. Tony and I are doing something sacred here. We are getting married. We are starting our lives together, and you are turning it into something vile and hateful. Shame on you, Dad. How can you do this to us? How can you do this to me?
May I say something? Yes, Father, please. Let's see if we can come to a place of understanding. Mr. Forrester came here tonight to protect his daughter. Regardless of whether or not we agree with him, that is what he's trying to do. Just as any other man in this room would do. Every one of you would stop at nothing, would make any sacrifice demanded of you in the name of protecting your son or daughter. That is the only reason, Mr. Forrester came here tonight. As a father. Nothing more, nothing less. So please, in the very least, can we not honor and respect him for doing that? What a father should do. But there's one thing that a father cannot do that none of us can do, and that's to protect our children from life. All we can do is trust. Trust that we love them enough as children, that we gave them enough guidance, that we raised them to be responsible adults. I have no doubt in my mind that Kristen and Tony were raised in just that manner. I marvel at their insights, their wisdom. I look at them and think back to when I was their age. I find the comparison, well, humbling to say the least. These are two exemplary individuals. Two young people who will make their mark on the world. The only question is, will they do it together as a couple or separately? Together or separate? Which will it be? If you'll permit me, Eric, I have a question for you. Perhaps your answer will help us decide who Tony's best man should be.
You know, maybe we shouldn't talk about Deacon anymore, okay?
I think that would be a good idea.
Sure is quiet around here with everyone at the party.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on over there. I still can't believe Eric went there.
Brooke, do you think that Eric could find it in his heart to actually support this wedding?
Well, I know that people have been trying to get through to him. But I don't think Eric will ever change his mind.
The question I have for you, Eric, is this. If you could give Kristen any gift in the world, what would it be?
Well, that's easy. That's happiness, fulfillment.
And you think she can't have this with Tony?
No, I don't.
Because of his HIV.
I think it will become an issue for them, yes. I think it'll cause them frustration, perhaps even resentment. And if they're lacking it all in their vigilance, it could risk my daughter's life.
Preventing her from being happy and fulfilled.
I would say so, yes.
Do you know where joy and fulfillment come from?
I know where mine has come from.
Where?
From raising my children and building my life with Stephanie and my career, my business.
Have these things been easy?
No.
In fact, the more difficult they've been, the more fulfillment you've gotten from them.
True enough.
That's what makes anything worthwhile, Eric. The effort you put into it, the sacrifice, the heart, the soul. You probably know wealthy people in your circle that haven't sacrificed. People who have inherited their success. My guess is you don't envy them at all. You probably feel sorry for them. Because it's only out of hardship that comes greatness. And that, perhaps, is the most poignant lesson we can teach our children. That unless they're hungry, they will not know satisfaction. That unless they sacrifice, they will not know joy. That unless they suffer, they will not know fulfillment. You've taught your daughter that lesson very well, because she wants to embark on a life that requires much struggle, much sacrifice. Tony's parents have taught him the same lesson. Every fiber of his being tells him to turn away from Kristen. He loves her. He doesn't want to burden her. But because of his parents, and because of you and Stephanie, Tony and Kristen have chosen the more difficult path. And they've done it out of exquisite courage. They're not thinking about all they're giving up. They're not thinking about the sacrifices and challenges that lay ahead. They're thinking about the rewards of meeting those challenges, of facing those sacrifices, that adversity. They stand to gain so much more from this path than they could have from any other. They have grabbed life, Mr. Forrester, as few people I know have grabbed life. They're going for the supreme fulfillment, not the superficial. The road that lies ahead for these two will not be easy, but it will be truly miraculous. Do you really want to stand in their way?
You want me to be your best man?
I would be honored, sir.
Then I will.